Having been in the suit a lot of the times, do you think, because I know for myself that I'm not always in the suit. I would like to be in it 100% of the time. It's not always possible. Do you think it makes the performance different / better when you're in the suit portraying the armor? And can you tell when it's not you?
I would like to say, oh, it's always better when it's me. But because I know when it's not me, it's because there's some highly choreographed fight scene that, although I would love to do and I work hard to try to do, and I usually learn all the choreography even if I'm not going to be doing it, because it's fun and because I love how collaborative everyone on our show is, and that they do want to know my thoughts about different tactics she might use. And that feels really good. And so I want to make sure I'm as well-versed as possible in this style of fighting. So there are times when I could say it's much better because I'm not in it. Like in season 1, when it was Lauren Kim who was doing that incredible fight against the stormtroopers. And I remember when I got that scene. I can't even say I got that script because I didn't get the whole script. Yeah. But it was like 2 weeks out from shooting it. And I really, really, really wanted to do it. So I went to our fight choreographer and I was like, put me in, coach. You know, I was like, I'm athletic. I learned choreography well. I've done fight training. And he said, do you have any martial arts training? And I said, no. And he was like, oh, that's cute. That's cute that you want to do this fight. And he said, look, it's based in Kali, Filipino stick fighting. He said, if you want to train with someone, see what you can pick up. And, you know, maybe we'll use you for a transition or two. So I did that for a couple of weeks and it was very satisfying. And, you know, I got as far as one could get in 2 weeks, not doing it like all day, every day. And then I got to do a few moments, like very slow moving moments in the fight. And then I didn't see that fight until the episode aired. And I remember distinctly sitting on my sofa in New York. We were living in New York at the time with my husband, and my jaw just dropped, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I get it. Like,
I get it now."
You would have seen me trying really hard, and you would have been like, "Look how hard she's working," but it would not have looked like that.
Yeah.
So, but I do feel like, and I didn't meet Lauren until long after that. And I know that she had watched footage of me to know like how I moved. And so other people can't tell, even though she wound up never doubling me again because she's much shorter than me. And they decided that wasn't believable, but nobody can tell in that fight. So that I do think, I mean, I can't really take any credit for that because she was the one. We didn't work together for her to move like me. But then subsequently on season 3, when you and I both were doing a lot and we had other people who were sometimes doing these fights and stuff, I did appreciate so much that they wanted to talk to us and watch us and move with us. And even though, I wish I could do all of it. I don't have a big enough ego to pretend that I could. I'm not going to be the person who's like, no, I have to do this move. Because I know that someone who's better trained is going to make it look better. And that is the character. Like I'm not the character. I get to inform who she is, but she is kind of like, I guess it's a lesser extreme of the Din Djarin scenario, where our Din Djarin is this beautiful melding of these different people that creates this one unique person that is not any one of them alone. Right. And that is, I guess that's sort of a Star Wars tradition, and it's beautiful when it works well. And then it's frustrating, you know, when you feel like things are moving so fast that you would have liked to do something and you weren't given the option. Yeah. I mean, I've had it both ways for sure as well. Like I remember when Joanna was asking me, you know, and trying to get me to explain my walk to her. And I realized that I didn't understand my walk because in my mind, it was very rigid.
It was very rigid because in my mind it was rigid. I love that
remember
you
this.
laugh, right? So I'm explaining to her how I do this walk, and she's trying to translate it, and it looks awful. Just awful. And everyone's like, that's not Katee walks. What is happening? Like, JoJo's better than this. Like, what is going on? And we realized that it was 100% my fault because I'm sitting here thinking that I'm rigid without really realizing that my ass moves so much with those guns on either side of my hips that even though I think I'm rigid, my butt is moving so much. And Joe was like, and finally I just said to her, will you just do what you do? And just don't ask me. Just don't ask me anymore. Because I got in your head and I turned you into a robot. So like, stop. Just don't ask me. Because I have no idea. I have no idea.
It's weird. It's hard to like accurately communicate what you're feeling. And I mean, Brendan talks about how he was like wearing the helmet everywhere and looking at himself in the mirror. And it was somewhat helpful for me to like watch myself, but I really had to feel it out because if I'm watching, I'm like too like analytical in the moment and I'm not present. So it's different for everyone.